The Minnesota Vikings have a massive need at the left tackle position after losing, well, star left tackle Christian Darrisaw to a season ending ACL and MCL injury against the Los Angeles Rams this past Thursday. So, what are we looking at here? Well, we talked about it yesterday, potentially trading for Cam Robinson, left tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who hasn't played that much, but that's because he was injured and the younger man in the position group, if you will, over there, ended up taking over the starting role. So right now, Cam Robinson is listed as the backup left tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So bringing him to Minnesota could make sense. We could make it work. But is it reality? I don't think so, because I think when you look at it, the Vikings don't have much draft capital to trade away. I think we have like 3 total picks we can give, the first rounder and 2 fifths or something like that. And then we don't really have any personnel or players to trade away. Like, you could look at Brian Asamoah to trade. You could look up a Caleb Evans to potentially trade away. But we really don't have many options when it comes to trading for a replacement, or at least for a replacement for the remainder of the season for Christian Darrisaw. So the one obvious spot to look at would be free agency. So what type of players are we looking at here? Well, let's get right into it. Before we do, if you want one of these backlit LED Minnesota Viking 3D logos, feel free to hit the link I have in the description and pinned in the comment section, and use a promo code VS30 for $30 off your purchase. So the Vikings are eyeing a former Pro Bowl left tackle. Who is it? Let's get right to it. Minnesota Vikings, the left tackle Christian Darrisaw is one of the most irreplaceable players on the roster, but Minnesota must find a suitable replacement if they hope to keep their playoff ambitions alive. Among several veteran free agents, former Pro Bowl left tackle DJ Humphries was deemed a potential replacement by KSTP's Darren Wolfson. He said this on October 29th. They are exploring some outside options. The name I would keep an eye on more than any other is DJ Humphries. He's played in the league, okay? He's been there, done that, so this could be a good option. Now, he was a 2015 first-round pick by the Arizona Cardinals. Humphrey played 8 seasons, starting 98 games in Arizona. Coming off a 2021 Pro Bowl season, Humphrey signed an extension that was 3 years, $66.8 million in the 2022 offseason. But he ended up tearing his ACL in December of 2023 and was released by the Cardinals in a cap-saving move in March. Now, Humphries was cleared to return this month, and he also had a visit to the New York Giants on October 22nd. So he's looking for options out there. He's wanting to be on a team. Could the Minnesota Vikings be the one to swoop him away from the New York Giants? I say, if I'm DJ Humphries, I'm looking at the records, I'm looking at the teams. Minnesota seems like a little bit more interesting destination, unless he's looking for a long-term solution. But I still don't think the Giants would be a long-term solution for DJ Humphries. But we are definitely one that Humphries could take a look at and be like, sure, let's try to make a run with the Minnesota Vikings. But Wolfson also added that David Bakhtiari and Charles Leno Jr. are also in consideration. Now, I didn't see much of David Bakhtiari when I was looking around searching for left tackles. I did see one mention of Charles Leno. He was a former Bears player, something like that. He's not the greatest, but again, he's one of the options, right? However, any outside addition to the locker room would be a delayed solution to the left tackle spot. Minnesota plans at the spot remain under wraps, approaching a primetime matchup with the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday night, which is, always going to happen. They're not going to tell you what they're exactly going to do, especially with the trade deadline just a week away. Literally a week from today at 3 p.m. Central Time, I think is the trade deadline, November 5th. So if we're going to say anything, why would we give up all of our cards? Like, we're going to go trade for this guy. Okay. Then some other team goes and swoops him up, or we're going to sign this guy from free agency. And then some other team catches wind of that and they sign him instead. So we're not going to say anything. We're just going to make a move. And when it happens, we'll be the first to let you guys know. But today, the Minnesota Vikings already did make a move. It's not the solution. And if it is, boy, we're in for a long rest of the year, because that means we're going to be rolling with David Quessenberry at left tackle, or maybe when Dalton Risner decides to come back, we put Dalton at left guard and we move Blake Brandel from left guard to left tackle. It'll be interesting, but per Ben Gosling, the Vikings signed former Ravens tackle Julian Pearl to the practice squad. The undrafted free agent played 3 preseason games with Baltimore, so he has a lot of, playing under his belt, if you will. It's not the solution, but because we had to sign him, we ended up releasing Myles Gaskin to make room for Julian Pearl. Now, if this is the solution, like I said earlier, we're in for a long rest of the season. Sam Darnold's going to have to get the ball out because I believe he ranks 10th, or he's like one of the slowest quarterbacks to get the ball out. So the ball has to get out faster as we go throughout the season if we don't make a move to sign somebody at left tackle. I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think the Vikings should go, take a gander at? Who do you think the Vikings should sign to replace Christian Darrisaw, or at least be a solution for the short term for the remainder of the season at left tackle? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.